Sadly, the vast majority decided to stay in Babylon. Just as many today find the broad road much easier instead of taking the narrow road. While in the Babylon captivity, it is here, in the city of confusion, that the Paleo-Hebrew was replaced by the modern Hebrew. The Levitical priesthood was replaced with, to each his own, as described in Judges 17:6. The Babylonian Talmud was written, and erected higher than the Torah. We must remember Judaism of today is not the ancient faith but is full of Babylonian worship. The truth is, many believers of modern-day Judaism read the Babylonian Talmud. This mysterious religion was playing the harlot centuries before the Catholic Church was founded, Jeremiah 3:8. And I saw that for all the causes for which backsliding Israel had committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a certificate of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Yehuda did not fear, but went and committed whoring too. But come here, you, sons of the sorceress, you offspring of the adulterer and the whore. Yeshayahu, Isaiah 57:3. She was even divorced because of her whoredoms, sorceries and mysticism. This mysterious religion has been passed by occultic hidden knowledge from mouth to ear. That is what Kabbalah means, receptive. Just like the pagan Olympic torch that is carried from one person then passed to another, this mysterious Babylonian religious system known as Talmudism passed from Pharisee Judaism, then infiltrated into the Universal Church, RCC. The Roman Catholic Church just did not copy this apostate religious system, but it is actually the same system. According to history, the Sanhedrin no longer existed in 358 CE. Astonishingly, during the same century, the Roman Catholic Church was birthed. Amazing how this tribune, which consists of a religious and a state power, not only infiltrated into the modern-day Catholicism, but it is the same system. Take note of the great similarities between these two. Pope. The Jewish high priest. Cardinals. There are 70 of them, just like the Sanhedrin. Priesthood. The Levitical priesthood was considered mediators between Allah and man. Daily sacrifice during Mass. Burnt offering. Altars for sacrifices. Altar vessels. Church building to worship. Temple. Skull cap. The same as the Jewish yarmulke. Incense. The RCC has ecclesiastical feasts. Modern Judaism have added feasts that are not part of Leviticus chapter 23, for example, Purim, Sabbath observance, Sunday for the RCC and Seventh Day for the Jews. Candles. Stained glass windows. Communion wafer. Showbread. The stole, worn by Catholic priests. The Jewish Talit. Works based on salvation. The Talmud. No one can be saved if they are not part of the Catholic Church. All Gentiles must follow the Noahide laws to be righteous ones. When the torch was handed to the RCC, the old Mithra cult, something incredible happened. Constantine became the first bishop of Rome. What soon emerged was the Dark Ages. Terror was unleashed on all heretics. They made a religion, called the Universal Catholic Church, ruler of the state of Rome. Wow, that is something new, huh? Actually, if we go back a little further in history, we will find there was another religious group that consisted of 71 men. They had rulership over a state, and the religious Judaism. Just like the Church of Rome, RCC, released terror on heretics, so did the Sanhedrin, prior to when the RCC released terror on those early believers. We must remember that the Sanhedrin are not ordinary followers of Judaism, but they are the sect known as Zionist. This council not only condemned the Messiah for blasphemy, but they sawed believers from town to town. Some they put in prison, others they murdered. Remember, Shaul was given permission to hunt these early believers down, seeking to kill them, Acts 26:9-11. Nevertheless, we must ask, why? The reason is that the Sanhedrin, N, made up of 71 rabbis, is indoctrinated into the Jewish mysticism known as Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, or the Christian Kabbalah. These chief priests are not from the Levitical priesthood but have been handpicked during the time of exile. The Messiah told us that we are to call no one rabbi. Matthew 23:8. But you, do not be called rabbi, for one is your teacher, the Messiah, and you are all brothers. Yet, to this day, many hold on to this title, looking for some special recognition and ordained position, despite the words of Yahushua. He tells us that we are all brothers. Many of these men and women that call themselves rabbi have lordship themselves over the people. This is the doctrine of the Nicolaitans which Yahushua hates. We know Yahushua used simple fishermen to go spread his bazara, not the rabbis of his day. These men are against the Messiah. That is why it is written, he came to his own and his own did not receive him. This brood of vipers, serpents, hypocrites, and blind guides, as the Messiah called them in Matthew chapter 23, convinced many to impale Yahushua and let Barabbas free. Satan wanted to destroy the Messiah, that is why he worked through the king of Judea, the chief priest, and scribes to murder all the male children born in Bethlehem, 2 years and younger. They claim to be from the seed of Abraham, but Messiah tells us who they really are. You are of your father the devil, and the desires of your father you desire to do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and has not stood in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks the lie, he speaks of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Yohanan, John 8:44. He further tells us, thus, you bear witness against yourselves, that you are sons of those who did murder the prophets, and you fill up the measure of your fathers. Serpents, brood of adders. How would you escape the judgment of Gehenna? Because of this, see, I send you prophets, and wise men, and scholars of Scripture. Some of them you shall kill, and impale, and some of them you shall flog in your congregations, and persecute, from city to city, so that on you should come all the righteous blood shed on the earth, from the blood of righteous Hebeil, to the blood of Zechariah, son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the dwelling place and the altar. Truly, I say to you, all this shall come upon this generation. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, killing the prophets and stoning those who are sent to her. How often I desired to gather your children together, the way a hen gathers her chickens under her wings, but you would not. See, your house is left to you laid waste. Matthew 23:31-38. The Scriptures tell us also that Mystery Babylon is not only a religion, but is also a great city. And in her, Mystery Babylon, was found the blood of prophets and set-apart ones, and of all who were slain on the earth. Revelation 18:24. Scriptures reveal as to where this great city is, and their dead bodies lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sedom and Mitzrayim, where also our Master was impaled. Revelation 11:8. Where was our Master impaled? Jerusalem. Wow! This is amazing. The Scriptures are clearly telling us where Babylon truly is. Please notice the Messiah is not addressing the Jewish people, but the Pharisees and the Sanhedrin, the Zionist. Beloved ones, he warns us twice about this religious system. I know your works, and pressure, and poverty, yet you are rich, and the blasphemy of those who say they are Yehudim, Jews, and are not, but are a congregation, a synagogue, of Satan. Revelation 2:9. See, I am giving up those of the congregation, the synagogue, of Satan, who say they are Yehudim, and are not, but lie. See, I am making them come, and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you. Revelation 3:9. They claim to be Yehudim, but are they really? In this, the children of Elohim and the children of the devil are manifest. Everyone not doing righteousness is not of Elohim, neither the one not loving his brother. Because this is the message that you heard from the beginning, that we should love one another, not as Cain, who was of the wicked one, and killed his brother. And why did he kill him? Because his works were wicked but those of his brother were righteous. 1 Yohanan, John 3:10-12. Clearly, Cain killed Abel because he was following his father, Satan, wanting to have things his way, instead of Yahuwah's way. The Messiah, Yahushua, has warned us twice about the Jewish tribune. Yet, many Christians are on the bandwagon of supporting, and even helping reinstate this judicial, religious system. The ones who run the ACLU are so-called Jews. The Anti-Defamation League, American Israel Public Affairs Committee, and the Jewish Internet Defense Force. Magazines, such as Time and Newsweek, and television stations like NBC, ABC, and CBS, CNN, and Fox News. All are mostly ran by these same people. The big bankers, like Alan Greenspan, the Rockefellers, Wallenberg, and Henry Kissinger, the Rothschild, all call themselves Jews. If you have time, I suggest you do a study on just who the Russian Tsars are. We are called to come out of this religious mold of Babylonian confusion. Not to come out only to go back and under a different title. Mystery Babylon is no longer a mystery. It is nothing more than a mold of religious confusion. This great whore is none other than the apostate churchwoman filled with all sorts of doctrines of demons. She represents the many back alleys. Like a thief in the night, she tries getting into the coming kingdom through the back door, instead of going through the one who said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Yohanan, John 14:6. Within Mystery Babylon can be found witchcraft, Wiccanism, Freemasonry, Mormonism, Mithraism, Christianity, the Eastern Star, Jesuits, Illuminati, New Ageism, Islam, and many more. She can be traced back to the biggest cult leader of all, Nimrod. These religions are just splinters, spokes in a wheel, being traced back to Babylon and beyond. You might be thinking that the Sanhedrin, the high priest, the chief priest, and even the Pharisees are all but a memory. They are gone, right? Well, we have been led to believe that the Roman Catholic Church is actually the whore. Indeed, she takes pride in holding that torch, along with the cup of abominations. However, soon this torch will be handed back to the whore of old. Actually, the system is rising to power now.